So it's been quite a year, right? I never imagined that I'd like being a stay-at-home mom. And I was totally right. It was intense. I think I caught kid 19 because on a scale from 1 to 10 of how sick I am of my kids, I'm at 19. My husband caught it too. I woke up one morning and he was up and I said, "Hey, have you fed the kids?" He said, "To what?" Yeah. Everything's changed so much. Like this time last year, I was saying to myself, I have to get on the internet to go to church. But on Sunday morning, I'm going to say, I have to put on pants to go to church. I lost all my social skills. Everyone I was around for a while just went by a pet name, right? Like Babe or Princess or Mr. Big Dick. What? My 8-year-old was being a huge dick. So, I mean, if you come up to me tonight and talk to me, who knows what I'm going to call you, okay? Well, I think I know what I'm going to call you. You look like a princess. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we started swearing a lot more in our house during the pandemic, including my 8-year-old, unfortunately. I remember driving him to school at the beginning of the school year, and he gets in the car, and he says, "My life effing sucks." See, he didn't say effing, though. And I'm proud of my reaction. I didn't laugh too hard. I didn't clutch my pearls. I just said, "All right, sweetie, we can talk about that." But that's a very rude word to use. And he said, "Oh, okay, I didn't know." I'm like, "Oh, it's fine." And he'd never used any swear words before, so it was surprising that he just went right for the big one. But then his teachers always told me he was gifted, so. But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, kid, you just spent all summer playing video games, and now you're going back to school, and you have to do math and spelling, and wear a mask on the playground, and every once in a while they stick something up your nose and scramble your brains. So you're not wrong. It's bad. I have a daughter too. She's 5. She is this radiant ball of sunshine, which is why I prefer my son. She loves to draw. She will make like 20 drawings in a day. She's either going to be an artist or like a very efficient assembly line worker. But she takes these drawings and she wants to paper our house with them. Like the walls are just covered. It's like a conspiracy theorist lives there, except the conspiracy is about Elsa and a 3-legged dog and a castle that looks like a penis. Which is not the weirdest conspiracy theory out there, am I right?
All right.
She's pretty crazy. Who's here with their dad tonight? Who's brought their dad? You're not sure? That's maybe? Oh, this is wow, that's a conversation. My dad's not here tonight, so I'm gonna tell some jokes at his expense. That's what you get for not showing up. My dad has a very particular fashion sense. He likes to wear a sweater over a flannel over a t-shirt, and then on the bottom it's sweatpants over jeans over long johns. He calls this style farmer. I call it homeless. And I guess I take comfort in the fact that my parents are definitely not sleeping together because it would take way too long to get him undressed. Plus he's a man wearing long johns, so it's not going to happen. In our family, my parents were very perfectionistic. Like, if I came home and I just had a B+, it's like, why wasn't it an A? If I wasn't the head cheerleader, like, why are you bothering? If I wasn't the leader of the gang, it was like, well, why haven't you shanked everybody standing in your way? But my mom's big thing was that she hated it if you set the table wrong. The fork and the knife had to be in the right place. And I just never learned. Out of spite, honestly. It's my rebellion. But I brought a boyfriend home, and he ended up setting the table. My mom didn't know, and he did it wrong. And my mom comes in, and she blames me. She's like, "Betsy, I don't understand why you can't figure this out." And that boyfriend, who became my husband, the love of my life, the father of my children, said nothing. And I thought, you will fit in well here. And he did. My husband is Jeff, you're gonna see him in a minute. My family is like aggressively perfectionistic, and his family is like passively perfectionistic. Like, for example, his brother got married in 2012, and we're not sure if he's still married. Because Christmas in 2019, he comes home and mom and dad are like, you know, oh, where's Kat? And he was just like, she's not coming. And they haven't talked about it since. It's very weird. It's like Kat is Devante on Blackish, and we're supposed to forget she ever existed. She's been written out. And it's really just disappointing because Devante like bought us really good Christmas gifts, and I actually prefer Devante to my brother-in-law. So it's a disappointment. My family goes out to eat. We have 4 women and my dad in the family. And you know how in some families people are like, oh, what, should we get dessert? I don't know. Like, oh, I could have 2 bites. I could have 2 bites. No. In my family, we always get dessert. And it's not a conversation. And we are rabid, all the women. It's not like, oh, you have the last bite. It's, this is my side and I will gouge your eye out with a spoon. My dad stays out of all this. He doesn't even order. He says, I'll eat cleanup. Do we have any I'll eat cleanup people in the house? You. Okay. People don't like you. Okay. Here's why. When I go out to eat, I put aside half my food so I don't have to plan my next meal. I like doing that, and it cuts down on calories. But you can't do that when there is a homeless man next to you needing to eat your sandwich. It's just hard. And I think he's actually pretty smart to have this strategy because he can see what the food looks like before he commits to it. Because one time he got fettuccine Alfredo and he came and he said, where's the meat? And I was like, well, Dad, you didn't order it with meat. And he was like, well, I assumed. I said, well, you know what happens when you assume? You end up eating half my food like a homeless man. It's frustrating. My kids are on screens all the time since the pandemic started. I'm kind of a technophobe, honestly. My mom asked could she get the kids a tablet for Christmas. I said, sure, as long as it's yellow with lines and it's made by Mead. And then she said, well, how about I get them a notebook? I said, that'd be great as long as it's wireless. I do not want them poking their eyes out with that spiral. It took me forever to get a smartphone. I didn't want one. And then one of my girlfriends said, well, that's good, Betsy, because you'll spend all your time on it ignoring your kids. So I got one that day. It's fantastic. But I think technology makes us dumber because I have sent some urgent texts on my phone. You've been like, okay, I hope this person gets back to me. Because I have completely forgot that thing in my hand allows you to talk to people in real time. Isn't that crazy if we started doing that? And then with the pandemic, I've done some work from home. And the other day, I was having a disagreement with my coworker. And it was really upsetting me. I started to cry. My 8-year-old comes in, and he's like, Mommy, what's wrong? I said, how do you explain this to a kid? So I was like, somebody's being mean to me. And he said, you know what you should tell them? I said, what should I tell them? Tell them they effing suck. All right.